What's going on, everyone? So this is wild if this is true. According to reports, Pelicans' Herb Jones could be starting center alongside Zion Williamson. So, per Shams, this comes from Shams, who is now part of ESPN, he's going to be a hybrid player. He's going to play the 4, maybe some 5. I'm told Herb Jones is essentially going to serve as the starting center. The 26-year-old Jones, who stands at 6'7" and 206 pounds, is entering his 4th NBA season. He averaged 11 points on 49.8% shooting, 3.6 rebounds, and 1.4 steals last year. Jones also landed on the NBA All-Defensive First Team and finished 5th in Defensive Player of the Year voting. Now look, Herb Jones is an excellent player. I like Herb Jones a lot. He is one of, not arguably the best on-ball defender, perimeter defender in the league. He is very good and a very versatile center. He's got good size, good length, can shoot the ball. He's the ideal type of 3-and-D guy that you want. He's not a center. Slot him at the 2, slot him at the 3, slot him at the 4. Sure, no problems. But to slot him at the 5? Look, I understand the Pelicans have no center, right? They really only had Giannis Valanciunas, and they ended up losing him, and now they are in a spot. This is why I don't have any faith in the Pelicans. So not only do the Pelicans have no center, Brandon Ingram is on the verge of imploding and wants out and is not going to camp and is taking pictures, the team pictures. He won't even smile or nothing. The dude looks absolutely miserable. This team, adding DeJounte Murray was solid, right? But now it's like you're going to run a 6'7" guy. Right? At that point, you're better off just playing. Why don't you try? I don't know, who do they have? They have the Jameson guy, right? He's 6'11", 7 feet. He's supposed to be a center. You have Missy, right? Missy, however you pronounce it, right? He's 6'11". He's a center. Right? I mean, even Trey Murphy, isn't Trey Murphy 6'9", 6'8"? Right? I don't know. It's Daniel Tice even. Or you could even run Zion. I know Zion is only 6'6", but his athleticism and size and physicality. I mean, you're really going to run Herb Jones? Now, look, I talked about this during the off season, months ago, that I had my concerns about the Pelicans because of their lack of center, but that I could see them going something if I don't know if CJ McCollum is probably going to start, but I think at some point you're going to have to bring him off the bench because you're going to have no center. The only way you're going to be able to mask that is to be the best perimeter and on-ball team defensively in the league. And you just have basically 1 through 5 that's switchable, and you're just this menace out there. Kind of go what the Toronto Raptors tried to do a couple years ago, where they tried to just have a positionless lineup and everyone was just 6'8" out there. Kind of do the same thing, right? So if it's me, I'm bringing CJ off the bench and I'm doing something where it's because you can play BI wherever you want, really. Play him at 2, play him at 3. You go DeJounte Murray, Brandon Ingram, Herb Jones, Troy Murphy, and Zion Williamson. That way you're at least long, you're lengthy. You can basically switch 1 through 5. You can team rebound. And you just play a fast-paced, run-and-gun style offense. Just try to get shots up, all of that. That's the only way I really see you being able to have any level of success. Because, if you're playing CJ McCollum, teams are just going to target him and go at him on the defensive side, and you have 0 rim protection to kind of mask his lack of defensive ability. Also, can DeJounte Murray get back to being a defender? Right? I mean, I think people forget how good DeJounte Murray was before he went to Atlanta. We talk about a guy that was, a legit all-star, led a Spurs team that really didn't have any business in the playoffs to the playoffs as their clear-cut best player, and was an all-defensive player that year, right? This was a guy that was all defense, all-star level talent. So if he can get back to that and be that point of attack, and you have him and Herb Jones and, Troy Murphy and Brandon Ingram, got a lot of size, a lot of length, and then Zion kind of slotted into the center position, right? Like, there's just like 15 other guys on the roster that you could start at center. I mean, even Brandon Ingram, yeah, he's skinny and frail, but like, at least he's long, right? At least he's lengthy. I don't really understand the logic of going with, Herb Jones, right? Because at least like Brandon Ingram, like, first off, you should run Zion at the center. You should. But outside of Zion, right, Brandon Ingram is at least, he's 6'8", 7'3" wingspan. So he's got good size, good length. Hopefully can be a somewhat of a rim protector. I think the Pelicans are going to be a disaster this year. I really do. I think Brandon Ingram, I think he wants nothing to do with the Pelicans. I think he's not. I think he'll play, but I wouldn't be shocked if, Brandon Ingram stubs his toe and he's only supposed to be out for like 3 days. All of a sudden, 3 days turns into 3 months. Just like, oh no, my toe's still really bothering me, right? I can see him kind of looking for that excuse, finds that excuse, and then uses that excuse as his way to kind of get out of everything. Kind of use that excuse as his way to like, hey, I want to do, but I just don't believe that Brandon Ingram's going to be fully bought in, fully engaged. I know he's in a contract year, but he's not getting a max from anybody, and he knows it. He knows it. Team is going to give him probably 15 to 20 million. He's not going to have to worry about a vet minimum or anything like that. Team will give him 15 to 20 million. But even on a 1-year prove-it deal, he'll get 15 to 20 million. But the days of him getting a max are over. I mean, he could play MVP level, and he probably still wouldn't get a max. People will probably look at it and go, it's too much of a risk, injury. It's just, literally, they've been trying to shop Brandon Ingram. Brandon Ingram's team has been trying to shop Brandon Ingram, and no one's even considered it. Like, no one's even entertained the idea. I do think at some point he probably gets traded, or, you're going to get a team that just wants the salary dump and are okay with Ingram just walking. Or maybe you get that team that's just kind of like, we're a piece away. Let's take the gamble on Ingram. But I do think it's possible that maybe somebody looks to trade Ingram. But again, to bring Herb Jones, 6'7" Herb Jones. Again, I'd rather go with Ingram. I'd rather go with Zion. I'd rather go with Murphy. Or let one of these other, 6'11" guys get a shot. I don't know. Again, Herb Jones is a great player. Every team in the league would love to have Herb Jones. But you're really going to have a 6'7" center. I get, maybe they're looking at it as like, well, Draymond's, 6'6". So maybe we can kind of do something like that. Maybe we can make it work that way. But Draymond is like generationally great defensively. And he's just such a unique player. And on top of that, you had Steph and Clay and all. There's a big difference between those two, right? Like, it's like one of those things like, well, the Warriors can get away with it with Draymond, then we should be able to get away. And it's like, that's not really how it works. As much as we like it. And, Draymond Green is also like, he's like 230? Something like that, 240? Talking about Herb Jones is 200 pounds. 6'7", 207? Right? Like, that dude is getting bullied all game long. Right? Teams would love to feast on that. You put the big fella down there and it's barbecue chicken. Right? And think of you're in the Western Conference. You have to go up against Anthony Davis 4 times. You have to go up against Jokic 4 times. You have to go up against Zach Edey 4 times. Ivaka Zubac 4 times. Şengün 4 times. Right? Like, you just go down the list and it's like, what? You also have now Isaiah Hartenstein. Like, it's just, I don't know what the lot. Sabonis, that's another one, right? Victor Wembanyama. Man, like, they're just popping in my head, and I'm just like, what? Like, you can have Herb Jones defending all these guys? dude, Herb Jones is going to be giving up 40 points a game. Like, whoever the center is that night is just going to eat. Now, look, they could run team defense and run different various schemes to try to slow guys down and all. I don't buy it. I don't. I think the Pelicans are an absolute mess, personally. I think they're going to be a disaster. And I think I can see them just being a dumpster fire this year. I obviously you got Zion and his new transformation. Is there a little bit of a learning curve for him? That's a possibility. Can he stay healthy? Brandon Ingram, same thing. DeJounte Murray, how does he fit? How does he come in? And now you're going to play a 6'7" Herb Jones at center? All right. Well, good luck to you. But anyway, as always, this is a discussion. Pass a question on you. Let me know your thoughts and opinions down in the comments below. What do you think? How do you feel? What are your thoughts? Do you think this is a great idea? Do you think it's a terrible idea? Kind of mixed in the middle. However you feel, whatever your thoughts are, I'd love to hear it. So let me know down in the comments below. That being said, if you haven't liked this video, hit that like button. Helps me a lot. Helps me enjoy these types of videos, and I truly appreciate it. Not subscribe to the channel, hit that subscribe button. Turn on the bell notifications. Appreciate y'all. See you in the next one. Thank you.